All right, folks, hold up. What if, right this second, your arteries were sending you an SOS? Yeah, those silent highways pumping life through your body might be hiding a sneaky enemy, plaque buildup, creeping in without a sound. But here's the kicker: what if one epic, flavor-packed meal could turn the tables, acting like a superhero for your heart? Curious yet? Let's unravel this mystery together. Why does plaque even show up? And how can something as simple as your next bite become a game changer for your health? Get ready, because we're about to explore a delicious way to fight back, and trust me, you'll want to rethink your plate by the end of this. Now, imagine your arteries like smooth highways carrying life-giving blood throughout your body. But over time, things can get bumpy. What causes those bumps, or plaque, to form? Well, let's explore that together. Plaque isn't just some random gunk. It's a mix of calcium, proteins, and cholesterol. Ever wondered where that calcium comes from? A lot of it ties back to biofilms. What's a biofilm, you might ask? Think of it as a sneaky community of microbes building tiny protective shells like little igloos made of calcium to hide from your body's defenses. These biofilms love to latch onto rough spots in your arteries. But why do those rough spots appear? Could it be from inflammation, oxidation, or damage caused by too much sugar in your diet? If you're dealing with high blood sugar, like in diabetes or prediabetes, or munching on junk foods loaded with omega-6 fatty acids, or even overdoing the alcohol, those could be the culprits creating those sticky surfaces. Isn't it eye-opening how our daily choices might be inviting these uninvited guests? And here's where it gets even more intriguing. When plaque builds up, it's often linked to high LDL cholesterol, but not just any LDL. Have you heard about the small, dense particles? Those are the troublemakers, and they're super common in folks on high-carb, high-sugar diets. LDL is like a shuttle bus carrying cholesterol around. But when things go wrong, that cholesterol turns into a Band-Aid, patching up damaged artery walls. Mix in some calcium for hardness, proteins for that fibrous cement feel, and maybe even a blood clot forming on top, and you've got a recipe for blockage. So what if we could flip the script? What nutrients and foods might help prevent, slow down, or even reverse this process? Let's think about the key players. One big one is vitamin K2. Ever pondered how calcium knows where to go in your body? Vitamin K2 acts like a traffic director, guiding calcium into your bones instead of letting it wander into soft tissues like arteries or joints. Without enough K2, calcium could end up exactly where you don't want it. But where do biofilms fit into all this? Studies show a wild connection. Bacteria from your mouth, yeah, those periodontal pathogens, can migrate right into your artery plaque. How crazy is that? Over 700 species of bacteria live in your mouth, and if your gums are leaky or bleeding, those bugs can slip into your bloodstream, just like gut bacteria can translocate through a damaged intestinal wall. So, what could strengthen those barriers and keep microbes in check? High vitamin C foods come to mind, don't they? Vitamin C isn't just for colds, it's a powerhouse for collagen, which keeps your gums and artery walls strong, preventing those entry points for bacteria. Plus, it fights oxidation and inflammation directly. Then there's vitamin E, another antioxidant hero. Have you considered how low vitamin E might leave your artery linings vulnerable to damage? It protects the endothelial tissue, the inner wall of your arteries, from lesions that attract plaque. And it even supports your heart muscle by boosting oxygen use, potentially warding off heart attacks. But let's not forget fats. Why do omega-6 fatty acids spell trouble while omega-3s are lifesavers? Too many omega-6s from processed foods fuel inflammation, but omega-3s calm it down, keeping arteries flexible and blood pressure in check. So if we're building the perfect meal, shouldn't it pack in omega-3s, vitamins K2, C, E, and anti-inflammatory boosters? All right, let's build this meal step by step and see why each part shines. First off, what food screams omega-3 powerhouse? Wild-caught salmon, of course. Imagine grilling up a fresh fillet, juicy, flaky, and bursting with those essential fatty acids. How does salmon help your heart? It slashes inflammation in your arteries, which could lower blood pressure and make your whole cardiovascular system happier. Plus, it's got protein to keep you satisfied. But what if we added something fermented to supercharge the gut-heart connection? Ever thought about how your gut microbes influence your arteries? Enter sauerkraut, that tangy fermented cabbage wonder. Why is it a game changer? It's crammed with lactic acid bacteria, a whole family of probiotics from fermentation. These bacteria aren't just hanging out, they act like natural ACE inhibitors, helping relax blood vessels and drop blood pressure. They bust biofilms too, disrupting those microbial hideouts in your arteries. And get this, studies link a healthy gut microbiome to lower cardiovascular risk. How? By regulating that pesky small dense LDL cholesterol and boosting secondary bile salts, which improve absorption of fat-soluble vitamins like E, D, and K2, all crucial for heart health. But sauerkraut doesn't stop there. Have you checked its vitamin stats? It delivers 7 times the daily vitamin C you need, making it an antioxidant bomb that zaps biofilms and shields artery walls from damage. Smooth arteries mean less sticking power for plaque, right? And surprise, sauerkraut naturally produces vitamin K2 through its microbes, pulling double duty to shunt calcium away from arteries. It's like nature's superfood for preventing leaks in your gut or gums, stopping bacteria from hitchhiking to your heart. Now, to tie it all together, what about a massive arugula salad as the base? Why arugula over plain lettuce? It's a cruciferous veggie, bitter and bold, supporting your liver while lowering blood sugar spikes that damage arteries. Loaded with DIM, a compound that directly combats biofilms, plus fiber to feed your good gut bacteria, and potassium to keep arteries soft and blood pressure steady. Drizzle on extra virgin olive oil for that Mediterranean magic. Ever wondered why olive oil is hailed for heart health? Its polyphenols crush inflammation and ease blood pressure, protecting those delicate artery linings. Don't forget the vinegar. Apple cider or balsamic works wonders. The acetic acid inside? It regulates blood sugars, balances cholesterol, mobilizes bile for better fat absorption, and dials down inflammation. Sprinkle sunflower seeds for a vitamin E boost, crunchy, nutty, and essential for preventing oxidative damage that leads to lesions. And for that cheesy finish, shave on some authentic hard cheese like the real deal from Italy. Why this specific cheese? It's aged longer, packed with vitamin K2 from grass-fed cow milk, plus probiotics and protein. The traditional process ensures high standards, no fillers like cellulose here. Imagine the flavor explosion on your salad. Finally, garlic, fresh, powdered, or fermented. How does it fit? It thins blood to reduce clotting risk, lowers pressure, kills microbes, and shreds biofilms. The benefits are endless. But let's zoom out. Isn't it amazing how this meal isn't just random? It's a symphony of nutrients working together. Salmon for omega-3s, sauerkraut for probiotics and vitamins, arugula salad loaded with greens, oil, vinegar, seeds, cheese, and garlic for anti-inflammatory, antioxidant punch. Eating this could transform your heart health, but what if we dug deeper into why each bite matters? Take salmon again. Beyond omega-3s, it's rich in astaxanthin, a pigment that fights oxidation better than vitamin E alone. Ever considered how wild-caught beats farmed? Fewer contaminants, higher nutrients. Sauerkraut's fermentation isn't magic, it's science. The lactic acid bacteria convert cabbage sugars into acids that preserve and enhance bioavailability. Studies show these bacteria bind to cholesterol in the gut, excreting it before it hits your arteries. Plus, the vitamin C in sauerkraut is more stable than in fresh veggies, lasting longer in your system. Arugula's bitterness? That's from glucosinolates, breaking down into compounds that detox your body and reduce plaque risk. Olive oil's oleocanthal mimics ibuprofen's anti-inflammatory effects without side effects. Vinegar's acetic acid improves insulin sensitivity, crucial since high insulin drives plaque formation. Sunflower seeds? Not just E, they've magnesium for heart rhythm and zinc for immune support against infections that spark inflammation. That Italian cheese? Its K2 content skyrockets with aging, up to 1,000 micrograms per 100 grams in some varieties. Garlic's allicin compound? It relaxes blood vessels via nitric oxide production, mimicking exercise benefits. Now, picture assembling this meal. Start with a bed of peppery arugula, toss in sunflower seeds, shave cheese generously, mince garlic for kick, dress with olive oil and vinegar. Plate the salmon alongside a heap of sauerkraut. It's colorful, flavorful, satisfying, not some bland diet food. But why stop at prevention? Research hints this combo might reverse mild plaque. Omega-3s stabilize plaques, vitamin K2 decalcifies, probiotics reshape your microbiome for better cholesterol metabolism. Isn't it empowering to know food can be medicine? Let's reflect. How often do we ignore our mouths in heart health? Periodontal bacteria in plaque samples prove the link. Floss, brush, but add vitamin C-rich foods to seal gums. Gut health? Sauerkraut rebuilds barriers, preventing bacterial leaks. What about lifestyle? This meal pairs perfectly with low sugar habits, exercise, stress reduction. High carbs fuel small LDL. This low-carb feast counters it. Expanding on biofilms, they're resilient, resisting antibiotics, but natural compounds like in garlic, DIM from arugula, vitamin C dismantle them. Studies on lactic acid bacteria show they produce bacteriocins, natural antibiotics targeting pathogens without harming good bugs. In arteries, this could mean fewer infections driving plaque. Vitamin synergies. K2 needs D for activation, but sauerkraut's bile boost aids deabsorption. E and C recycle each other as antioxidants, prolonging protection. Omega-3s enhance this, reducing oxidation of LDL particles that embed in walls. Practical tips. Source wild salmon fresh or frozen. Make homemade sauerkraut for max probiotics. Store-bought often pasteurized, killing bacteria. Choose organic arugula to avoid pesticides. Real olive oil? Look for dark bottles, harvest dates. Vinegar, raw with mother for extra benefits. Seeds, raw, unsalted. Cheese, seek Parmigiano Reggiano stamp for authenticity. It's PDO protected, ensuring quality. Potential concerns? Fish allergies? Swap for flax seeds or algae oil for omega-3s. Dairy issues? Fermented options or supplements for K2. Always consult doctors, especially on blood thinners. Garlic thins blood. In trials, diets rich in these foods lower CAC scores, coronary artery calcium. Mediterranean patterns with olive oil, fish, veggies cut heart events by 30%. Fermented foods improve microbiome diversity, linked to lower inflammation markers like CRP. Why this meal over pills? Whole foods provide cofactors, fiber, flavors for sustainability. It's affordable, easy, prep in 20 minutes. Imagine the long term, arteries clearing, energy soaring, risks dropping. Isn't that worth trying? Experiment. Track how you feel. Your body might thank you with better numbers at checkups. To wrap up, this isn't just eating, it's investing in vitality. What changes will you make? If biofilms intrigue you, explore oral health next. It's interconnected. Thanks for joining. Let's keep questioning and discovering for healthier lives.